Hello everyone, this is VDills832 and today I decided I'm going to do something a bit different. This is not Torter Magic related, as it turns out that I am also into something else, and that happens to be wrestling. And tonight, will be the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. So I've decided that I'm going to do some predictions for the video, for the pay-per-view. Something I haven't done before. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully my predictions are accurate. So let's get right on into it. Tonight at the pay-per-view there will be a tag team match on the pre-show. It's going to feature Brodus Clay and Tensai, who maybe you can call Clay-Sai, or apparently they're going to go by the Monsters of Funk or something like that. And they're going to be taking on the team of Team Rhodes Scullers, which is Cody Rhodes and Damien Sandow. My prediction for this match is that Funkasaurus and A-Train are going to win this match, or I should say Funkasaurus and Tensai, aka Albert, aka A-Train, aka Giant Bernard. I think that Brodus Clay and Tensai will win the match simply because Cody Rhodes and Damien Sandow, while they are better and deserve to win, well, at this point in time, they are pretty much just teaming up for the hell of it. They were actually split up recently as a tag team. They went their own ways, and then all of a sudden, mysteriously, they're back together again. Weird. All because Vince McMahon doesn't know what to do with them. He does want to push Damien Sandow as a single star, and I do think that he can become big. He's got everything that you need to become a big star, but right now they're going into WrestleMania. They got all sorts of stuff happening. So these guys are kind of falling to the side, and they don't know what to do with them until after WrestleMania, so they put them back together. So in my opinion, because they just put together Brodus Clay and Tensai as a tag team, and they're obviously looking to push them and try to get something out of them, I think they're going to win the match. It makes no sense to put a tag team that they put back together for the hell of it as the winners of this match. So my prediction, like I said, is Tensai and Brodus Clay. Now the next match to talk about is The Miz versus Antonio Cesaro for the United States Championship. And let me just say, it should be a good match. And while I think The Miz could potentially win, I do think that in the end, Antonio Cesaro will win and retain his championship. Why? Because he is on a big push. And because he's been on a roll, and I know Vince McMahon doesn't really want to touch him, and I know Vince McMahon really doesn't want him to lose. And The Miz, well, he's already lost him last time, and I don't see him really winning this time. Maybe he'll win at WrestleMania, who knows. Personally, my feeling is that they need to continue with Antonio Cesaro as he is, and they need to put him over, and I do think that Antonio Cesaro will win and retain his championship. I really like what they've been doing with him, and I think that they should continue with him as is. So I think he will win. The next match to talk about is a Divas Championship match with Kaitlyn taking on Tamina, and this one kind of came out of left field. Somebody's sending me a message. Anyway, this match is kind of just a throwaway match, a filler match. I don't expect anything major to happen. I certainly don't expect a title change. I think Kaitlyn's going to win and retain her championship without a doubt. So let's move right on. The next match is a little bit trickier. It's a 6-man tag team match with The Shield, which is Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns, taking on John Cena, Sheamus, and Ryback. This one may or may not happen in the Elimination Chamber. I don't think it will happen in the Elimination Chamber though, but who knows, it could be. It would have been better if it was an Elimination Chamber match. It would have been, stop sending me messages, I'm busy. It would have been very much like War Games in WCW. I would love to see that. It's really disappointing it's not going to be in the Elimination Chamber. Even more disappointing that I think John Cena, Sheamus, and Ryback will win, simply because I don't think John Cena can afford to take a loss heading into a big rematch at WrestleMania with The Rock. I don't think that Ryback could afford to take another loss on pay-per-view since he's already lost like 8 in a row. And Sheamus, well, he's the only one who could afford to take a loss. As for who's going to lose, who's going to take the pinfall, I think Roman Reigns, probably being the weakest one on the field, will take the pinfall in order to keep Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins on a roll. And also, I think that another reason why John Cena, Sheamus, and Ryback will win is that the Shield has been on top for a while now. They won and the debut at, what was it, the Survivor Series? I guess it was. Or maybe it was the one after that. Whatever, they did win in their big pay-per-view debut. They've been beating down everyone. It's about time that somebody puts them in their place and beats them. And I think that's what's going to happen. Although I really wish the Shield would win and continue their dominance, I don't see John Cena, Sheamus, and Ryback, especially John Cena, losing. If WWE wants to throw a curveball, they will have the Shield win. However, I think right now John Cena is not going to lose, so that's who's going to win. Cena, Sheamus, and Ryback. And next on the list is the Elimination Chamber match. Jack Swagger, Chris Jericho, Daniel Bryan, Kane, Mark Henry, and Randy Orton in the cage, all competing to see who's going to win or who's going to face the World Heavyweight Champion Alberto Del Rio at WrestleMania. And this one's kind of tricky, but let's get right on into it. Let's look at everyone individually. Randy Orton, I don't think he's going to win. He's been on a real low ever since coming back from his suspension. He's kind of been in the doghouse. Hasn't been that popular with Vince McMahon or anyone for that matter. And also, recently on Raw, they had a Raw active poll to determine who's going to be competing in a match between Chris Jericho and Randy Orton. And Chris Jericho actually won the poll, even though Vince McMahon had booked Randy Orton to win in that poll. So that kind of threw Vince McMahon off guard. And does not look good on Randy Orton. And considering he is one strike away from getting his ass fired, I don't think he's going to be competing for a World Championship at WrestleMania. Then there's Mark Henry. Mark Henry just came back recently after being out injured for a while. And he almost didn't come back, but he finally agreed to come back. And to fulfill his contract obligations up until WrestleMania, being that he may not be around after WrestleMania, I don't see Vince McMahon pushing him and giving him a world title shot if he's just going to disappear after WrestleMania and be gone. If he did resign, maybe he could win, but I don't know. I don't think so. As for Kane, Kane has won the championship before. He's been in the main event before, but right now I don't think he's going to win. I don't think he's going to get pushed, and he's never been in a world title shot at WrestleMania. So I don't think that he's going to win. Chris Jericho, as much as I love the guy, he's a hometown guy. I know that he's only going to be around till WrestleMania, so I don't think Vince McMahon is going to put him in a main event title match, knowing full well that he's not going to be around after WrestleMania. It makes no sense to push someone who's not going to be around. He's going to be gone. So I don't really see him winning. But you never know. He is real hot right now. He's real popular, so maybe. My prediction would be, it would be one of my two wild cards that will win. Daniel Bryan, who lost the championship last year at WrestleMania in like 18 seconds, which was completely ridiculous, and has been real hot real lately. And the other one is Jack Swagger, who just recently returned after being off for a while. He's been kind of on a roll. He's got a new manager. He's got a new outlook, a new life on his, a new lease on his career. Maybe he'll get a championship title match at WrestleMania. Who knows? My pick would either be Jack Swagger or Daniel Bryan. However, Chris Jericho is also a possibility, as is Mark Henry since he's a heel. Randy Orton and Kane definitely not going to win. But really, this one is kind of, who knows? Anything could happen. Who knows who's going to win? So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it is Daniel Bryan or Jack Swagger. But if not, it could be somebody else. The next match is for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's between Alberto Del Rio. Sorry, I can't do the Del Rio thing. I can't pronounce his name like the announcer does. But it is Alberto Del Rio defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Big Show. And in this match, I do think that Alberto Del Rio will win. Why? Well, first of all, Big Show has been turned into a laughing stock pretty much by Alberto Del Rio. He's been beaten by Alberto Del Rio a couple of times, including 2 last man standing matches previously. And pretty much Big Show, I think, is basically a falling star. He's done what he could. He's past his prime. I don't think that another title reign, especially leading into WrestleMania, is in the cards, especially since Alberto Del Rio's star is shining really bright right now, and Vince McMahon is really high on him, so I think Alberto Del Rio will win. And finally, the main event, the most predictable match on the whole card, the WWE Championship match, The Rock defending against CM Punk. Well, I and everyone else would love to see CM Punk pull a swerve and beat The Rock to take back the championship. I don't see it happening. It's not going to be CM Punk versus Cena at WrestleMania. It's going to be a rematch of all rematches. The Rock defending the championship against John Cena at WrestleMania. And of course, that's going to lead into another predictable match, because The Rock will lose the title to John Cena at WrestleMania, giving John Cena a win over The Rock and giving him the torch. And I don't like it one bit. It's too predictable that The Rock is going to beat CM Punk tonight, and it's too predictable that John Cena is going to beat The Rock at WrestleMania. So hopefully Vince McMahon pulls some swerves on us, because I'm not liking it one bit. It's too predictable. Anyway, those are my Elimination Chamber pay-per-view predictions. Hopefully it wasn't too boring. Hopefully you stick around and watch the whole video. And I apologize for it being a little bit long, but there was a lot to talk about. That is what I've got, and I'll see you next time.